What is going on, guys? Ed Crouch here with Overboost Network. I've got to stop introducing these videos in the car because it's getting a bit boring. I'd like to probably start as I get to destinations. But anyway, I've got to charge the GoPro up, so quick briefing. Heading to, we're going in Beaulieu today for the supercar event of the year. Lamborghini is showing up with all their new models, so there should be a Puffermanti there. There's going to be a few hypercars there as well, because Ferrari usually bring a LAF down, Porsche usually bring a 918 down. And other than like a glimpse of them driving around London, I've never actually been up and personal with those cars because they're, you know, they're millions of pounds, so they're silly money. But I'm quite excited to see them, and it should be a pretty exciting day. Hopefully the wind will stay down because obviously my GoPro hasn't got the best mic when it's windy, and we can vlog as well as get some nice B-roll of all the cars that are down there. At the moment we're just going to pick up my mate James from his house, and then we're heading on down the M27 to Beaulieu to have a look at all the sick cars. So after the old BMW upon entrance, followed by whatever the other old thing is with it, next thing we're greeted by is the Ford 2017 GT. This has obviously got the 6-litre EcoBoost engine, and I really hope at some point they actually show it raising and lowering, because this car is absolutely sick when it goes into track mode. And the spoiler that comes out the arse end of it is absolutely gorgeous. Behind me here we have the Mercedes SLR, which is the McLaren Special Edition. It is a little bit windy, so I'm probably going to be sounding a little bit awful, but with the awesome orange accents on this, have a look at that awesome blue paint job. Orange brake calipers with the McLaren logo in the middle of the rims, absolutely gorgeous. We have 4 570s. One is the 570 GT, the other is a 570S. We have the standard 570, which is the grey in the corner. We have the 12C, and we also have the 570, another 570 GT here as well in orange. Definitely the McLaren orange, that's the colour I'd go for. Controversially, I'm not a huge fan of the 12Cs. I think they look pretty dated now with those older kind of circular headlights, but they are still an absolutely gorgeous supercar. Another car parked on its own, obviously instantly recognisable as the Ferrari F40, an absolute classic. I wish I could get a bit closer, but it is an absolutely gorgeous car. I think despite how old they are, they still don't look dated. And this one is an immaculate example. The bodywork is completely untouched, it looks completely original, and it is just absolutely gorgeous. So here we have probably the primary member of the Holy Trinity. You can already guess what it is. It is the LaFerrari. Obviously this one is in gloss black. Absolutely gorgeous car. If you're looking around London, it is like the holy grail of any car you can find. Obviously it is a hybrid, so it uses an electric engine as well as petrol to get that awesome lap speed. It is rear wheel drive, and you're talking nearly 1,000 brake horsepower to the rear wheels. So these things are an absolute widowmaker. You know, if you're not completely on the ball with one of these, it will completely eat you. They are a monster, one of the most emotive cars to drive you can get, and it's probably the pinnacle of any supercar fan's garage. But to be honest, buying one of these and parking it up is a bit criminal. Enjoy it. You've got to drive a car like this. It's just absolutely gorgeous, and will probably provide one of the best driving experiences you can have in 2017. So here in the centre of Beaulieu we have the globe, and each different manufacturer is with their specific flag. So you've got Great Britain, you've got Italy over there, you have America over here, Germany here, and Japan over there. And this is probably the best place in England to be standing right now, in my opinion, as a petrol head, because over in the German section we have kind of one of the highest end cars from each of the manufacturers. So here we have the BMW i8. Obviously it's only a 3-cylinder, but it's a hybrid, and it's still 0 to 60 in 4 seconds. So you're talking sports car performance with, you know, the economy of like better than like a Suzuki Swift. It is very, very good MPG. Here you have the Mercedes AMG GTS. The GTR is the newer model, however, I wouldn't mind having a bi-turbo V8. Obviously it's rear wheel drive and is kind of a Grand Tourer because of the length of the body and the fact that the engine is longitudinally mounted at the front of the vehicle. R8 V10 here as well, so this isn't the V10 Plus, but it is the new model, based on the same engine and chassis as the Lamborghini Huracan. And James, what Porsche is that?
It's a 911 Turbo S.
911 Turbo S. So that's what Germany has to offer, but let's go have a look at all the other countries have sat in their sections, because it is just the best place. But have you seen what they've done?
Yeah,
So
no.
yeah, oh, how sick is that? How sick is that? So in terms of Japan's offerings, we obviously have the Honda NSX, or for all you Americans out there, it is the Acura NSX, the 2017 Nissan GTR. Obviously this is an absolute monster, known as the supercar killer or Godzilla. This thing does 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds, and around the Nürburgring originally held the record back in 2008 when the first generation came out. I've got to say, the new 2017 chassis looks far better. It's much more aggressive on the front. And obviously over here we have the Lexus LC500. I'm quite surprised they didn't manage to get an LFA for here, but they are very rare and very expensive. So looking for an LFA is probably difficult to find, even for somewhere like Beaulieu. But obviously Japanese offerings, I'm a massive fanboy of the GTR, and I definitely think I'm going to be picking one of these up for my 25th birthday. So still in Europe, obviously we're now in the Italian section. So obviously we have the Lamborghini Huracan Spider. I'd prefer to have the coupe, and obviously the new Puffamanti's out. So what I'd really like is a Huracan Puffamanti coupe, but it is in Verde Mantis, and to be fair, that drop top means you're going to hear that naturally aspirated V10 a lot better than you would if you had the coupe. But I just like the coupes. I prefer the more rigid and lightweight body style, and think they look a bit more fluid and masculine. Alfa Romeo 4C, nearly bought that as my second car, but I didn't because the TT was so much cheaper and provided almost the same performance. Although having stood next to one, I never actually test drove the 4C. Standing next to it, the air vents on the back make it look a lot more prestigious than it is. And I'd say if you're looking for a relatively affordable sports car, the 4C is definitely a route to look at, because it is just such good value for money. Obviously over here we have a Ferrari. This one, I'm not actually sure of the model number because I'm absolutely crap at going with Ferraris, and you know that about me anyway. But hopefully it will say on the back. No idea. TDF, I think. That's the number plate's TDF. I'm presuming it's a Ferrari TDF, but it is. Here we have America's offerings, consist rather of a Mustang GT 5 litre naturally aspirated V8. These things are really loud and actually provide one of the best engine tones I think you can get, especially when you consider, you know, you can pick up a standard Mustang, like a 5 litre Mustang, for £30,000, I think base 32,000. So that's crazy. I mean, the waiting list for them's mad, so you're never actually going to pick one up for 2 years, but it's just such a sick vehicle. A bit old and easy to spin out. They haven't got a lot of advanced computer systems in them, but they're still such good fun. Here we have a Dodge Viper, I think. I'm 99% sure that's a Dodge Viper. Crap with American cars as well, in case you can't tell. That wing on the back with that carbon fibre, a whole carbon fibre wing, is just absolutely crazy. I can't imagine how much downforce that provides, but I'm assuming it'd be like probably like half a ton. It'd be absolutely crazy. Most of these are rear-wheel drive, of course, because it's the most emotive way of it's like the most emotive drive, I guess, because it's easy to spin out. Feels like you've got to really focus on yourself, and you've got to make sure that you're not, you know, you're looking after yourself when you're driving it, because these things are so easy to spin out. Hence why you've got all those awesome videos on YouTube of drivers spinning out their Mustangs and wrecking a hell of an investment, in my opinion. Here we have the Lotus Evora 410 Sport. Only reason I know that is because it's written on the back of it. But yeah, it's still a pretty sick car. I do like Lotuses. They're really low down. When you're in them, you feel like you're really sat on the floor. You know, they're really, really low down. Got to be careful going over bumps in those. But to be honest, they look a lot more prestigious than they are. I think price-wise, the Lotus is a great sports car to go for. If you don't want to break the bank, but you want something fun to drive that looks really good. As well as that carbon fibre on the back. Come on, anything with carbon fibre on it. I mean, carbon fibre looks awesome anyway. If you can get that Porsche carbon on the Lamborghinis, that's fantastic. But anything with standard carbon fibre still looks awesome. The final, obviously saving the best till last, this is the British section. I have no idea what the hell this thing is. Obviously we have the 720S there. Calm down, we'll get to that in a minute. This says on the back of it, Xenos E10S. I have no idea what the hell this thing is. If anyone knows, again, let me know in the comment section below. But it looks sick, and that green does look a lot like the Verde Mantis you get on the Lamborghini, so it looks awesome. Obviously, only been out a couple of weeks. Customers have just started picking up their first ones. Mr. JJW, I'm shouting out to you for that one, because your one is a sick spec. But I love that orange. That burnt bronzy orange looks awesome. Very classy, quite subdued, not too garish like you get with the green or the orange on the Lamborghinis, but that 720S is absolutely beautiful. Now, a lot of people are saying to drive one of these, it's a little bit unemotive, it's too fast, it's a bit clinical, but to be honest, I like precision. I like it being fast. I like it being clinical. It is just an absolutely gorgeous car. And the new headlights on this one really make it look that few generations newer than the other McLarens. And I think this is sort of the design, and that sweeping look you'll get is the design of future supercars, and is what cars are going to look like in a few years' time. Obviously, I'm trying to get a shot of the 720S, but obviously everyone wants to look at it because it's the brand new McLaren. What an absolutely gorgeous car. Definitely here from Britain's Corner, what we're repping today. I think, to be honest, the competitors here in terms of what I'd say are the best ones from each of the manufacturers, R8 V10, or preferably the V10 Plus. That's what Italy's repping, oh not Italy, Germany's repping, sorry. Italy are repping the Lamborghini Huracan. I think that's their best car over there. Nissan have still got their GTR. It's still the Japanese car of choice for me. And I'd say, while it's not the most expensive, probably the Dodge Viper is what America's repping, and we're repping the McLaren 720S. What a car! That thing is, and those gold wing doors. Someone's just opened the door on it. Look at that! Look at that door. And what I like about McLarens is even when you go for the cheap ones like the 540C, you still get those awesome gull wing doors. But if you go with Lamborghini, the gull wing doors are only there on the higher end models like the Aventador or the Murcielago or the Reventon, where with McLaren, any McLaren has those gull wing doors, and they are just absolutely gorgeous. Can't say I've ever got an car with gull wing doors before, but apparently it makes you feel really special when you do. And like you've wasted a lot of money, I imagine, as well. Probably, I mean invested. So we do have a Noble M600 here. Pretty old, but I mean, you can tell it's old by the headlights, but the side of it still looks pretty new. And to be honest, with those black rims, black alloys, it still looks alright. I wouldn't mind driving around in that. I'd swap the TT in any day. Obviously, you've got the whole Aston Martin brigade over here as well, but they are timeless. They're probably the most classy cars you can buy, all the Aston Martin range. You go with any Aston with the exception of that little stupid hatchback one they've made. You've got a classy car at the end of the day. But obviously the Jaguar F-Type SVR, this is going to be seen through glass's new car. I'm not sure how he spec'd it yet, but this is a sick car. Obviously the F-Type R was decent before, but even if you haven't got that much money and you've saved up and you can afford to get an F-Type standard with the V6, the F-Types have one of the best engine notes of any car you can buy. I actually love the F-Types. Obviously it's got a longitudinally mounted engine at the front of the car, and it's rear wheel drive. So it's going to be a little bit tail happy, but that's good fun. You know, it's not going to be that fast in a straight line. But when you think about how good it's going to be going around those corners, now Motif, the driver's in one of these. I do really like the Jaguars. Definitely a very tempting offering to pick one of these up, but they are just awesome. And the new SVR, obviously it's just too expensive to buy really. I mean, the standard F-Type, if you're looking for a cheap Grand Tourer, well not cheap, but a reasonably priced Grand Tourer that isn't as expensive as all those other supercars, definitely consider the F-Type, because the engine note on those, even with the stock exhaust, is unlike any other vehicle. Over here we've also got the Aerial Atom 3, what's this one? The Aerial Atom 3 SR. Didn't know they were different models, but obviously it's an Aerial Atom. One of the fastest cars around the track. Similar power to weight ratio as a Bugatti Veyron, and as a track car, if you want to have a track day car, these things are moderately priced really. You know, they're around the £50,000 mark to pick one up, but man, they are such a sweet ride. If you want a track day car, nothing corners quite like an Aerial Atom. Probably the classiest offering out of the whole section. Here we have the Aston Martin DB11. You look at the size of those alloys, they've got to be at least 21 inches. They are massive. And also, when you look at the black, highlighted with the silver, which hasn't been painted, that looks awesome. Gives it a real sharp aesthetic. Looks absolutely awesome. And it's just such a nice car. Look at that. I don't usually like grey cars. Like, if I do get a Nissan GTR, I'm trying to avoid going for that grey colour. But if you look at the quality of the paint on this DB11, it's almost flecked. It's got kind of that shimmer to it, but it's actually really subtle. It's not too garish. It's just such a classy aesthetic car. I really like the Aston Martins, but I feel they are far too expensive and going to be way out of my budget forever. But they are such classy vehicles, especially if you're an executive. It's a supercar or a high-end sports car you can roll up to a business meeting at and not look like you've gone all out. It looks just classy, businessy, professional. Very nice cars indeed.